I kind of like that name. Volume.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for Marvel Snap content. Now we're going to go into something a little bit of a mix-up today. I love Fantomex, and I'm always looking at ways to improve my main deck, which is the Fantomex deck. And that's where this has come in play. Now, that being said, I'm still experimenting with it, but for the most part, I do enjoy it. I think Fantomex is one of those cards that is just really flexible, and you can kind of build his decks a little bit how you want to, as long as you're doing the thing that he wants to do, which is, you know, destroy something on your field, discard something in your hand, activate Fantomex. And if you're able to do those things, you can kind of have fair flexibility on like the direction you take him for your own style, which is kind of cool to have that little extra flexibility for your own style. That being said, you are limited, so it is a little bit harder to get more creative with it. There's only so many tech cards we have in the Fantomex deck at the moment that like really work, but when they hit and they land in the deck, usually it's something like pretty damn good, and it makes the deck slightly better. So let's go ahead and talk about it, right? We have Web Sling in here. Web Sling is in this deck just because Lin Lie Iron Fist wants to get to his sword, but you don't really want to fill up your board. You want space to play, and this is just a good skill to do that. You play the Web Sling on turn 3 with Iron Fist if you're able to, and then boom, you're able to do Iron Fist things. So it's just a good card to have. Ghost Spider, it's the same thing. Technically, you play your Iron Fist, you play Ghost Spider right after him, and move, and just kind of move him to that location. With Ghost Spider though, you do have to wait an extra turn. So you would be able to play Iron Fist turn 2 if you have him in your hand. I prefer Surge mostly, but it's the same concept as like a Web Sling. You play card, she moves card to sword. Now you're slightly bigger. Instead of 13, you're 16, which is pretty sizable for a Fantomex deck, especially since we don't really go tall. We kind of go wide and just kind of flex their board to make them get lower. So it is nice. I'm still experimenting with her, but Ghost Spider is not a bad card. I think it's pretty solid. You could use Prowler, but in my experience with Iron Fist, he loves throwing his sword to the farthest location away from him. So, Ghost Spider, it's pretty solid. Black Cat. I like Black Cat over Blade because she is just a self-efficient unit. She's technically a 0 cost for a free discard that you don't really want to play anyway, unless you're planning on doing Gambit things. See, she's bigger than Blade, so that's kind of nice. But like for the most part, she comes to your hand and she discards herself. Your discard checkpoint is now there. The only issue with Black Cat is that she's an end of turn discard. So if you're on your last turn of the game, well, you're SOL because you're gonna have to play her and, you know, hope that you already have your discard. So Black Cat, meow. Surge. This is probably my pick for like one of the best cards in the game. I don't know what it is. I've been on this Surge meta grind, and she just does so many things, like make your deck run more efficiently and get bigger, and is super cheap and is super easy to use. She's just surging away, and I know I'm probably overhyping how good this unit is. That's fair, but man, when she flows and she's just hitting those correct cards, and you're able to play those correct cards, and you're able to get slightly bigger, it's just like, man, how can you not love her? She's so good. She's just so good. One of my favorite cards. She's just, Surge is awesome. Fight me. Then we have our new Wild Child, essentially. Now, Wild Child himself is a good card. Being a 2/9 is quite high. But why go 2/9 when you can go 2/13? Go bigger. It's easy. It flows. It works. Why change it? Wild Child is great and easier to use in the deck for the most part if you're able to do the thing that he wants to do. But you have so much flexibility to just add 2 cheap cards to your deck with Iron Fist that makes it to where he's just a better Wild Child. He's bigger, and because of that, better. There's not really a Fantomex deck without this core part, in my opinion. You're trying to afflict things. So why not afflict things better? Marrow is one of those cards that's like, I think she is awesome. I don't think anyone underrates her, and I don't think anyone has anything negative to say about her. She is just a good card. In Fantomex, she works. You can play her in discard, she'll work. You can play her in destroy, she'll work. Whenever she's doing her thing, it feels great. You're never mad about drawing her, you're never mad about discarding her, and you're never mad about destroying her. Because no matter how you play her, she's doing something. She's a very proactive card. And we love this. We love this with this card. She's the MVP, probably, in this deck. That isn't Fantomex. That is not Fantomex, right? Probably the best card in the deck that is not Fantomex. Probably. Diamondback. Now, this one's a spicy pick. This one's just kind of a pick that I like throwing in here. You don't have to go Diamondback. I just personally really like Diamondback because she's just doing the thing that Fantomex wants to do, but better. She's inflicting the field where he's afflicting better. She's just a cheap, affordable cost to throw in this deck. You place her next to Fantomex, and then his field gets cooked more. The only thing I will say about this unit is that you would love to have full maximum like field clear with her. But unfortunately, how Fantomex works, he's only in the front row, so you do need to have ways to hit the back row, which was why Marrow is so good. It just kind of works, especially if she gets lucky and hits all 4 targets of a location. She's cooking. So, I like Diamondback, but this is probably the first card you could cut if you're looking for something a little bit more techy or a flavor pick for yourself. Gambit. This is just kind of an easy slot in for every single deck out there. He does the thing that Fantomex wants you to do. Make it harder for your opponent to have board control, and discards a card in the process. He's great for that turn 6 play. He's good for turn 3 if your hand allows for it. He's good to play essentially whenever you're able to. Like if the search hits him and he comes in turn 3, he's a 2 cost, you can toss him out. He'll do the thing. As long as you don't have Fantomex in your hand, you're pretty safe to do so. So Gambit's is a good card to use in this deck. He activates half the passive and gives you board control. We love that. It works so good. And also, he's such a cool card. Rogue. Rogue is kind of our tech pick for this deck when it comes to countering our counters. Luke Cage is our counter. We don't like Luke Cage. Therefore, we become Luke Cage. That's her whole purpose. Kinda. She also has other purposes like, ongoing is pretty popular. So we're gonna attempt to steal your best ongoing card. Iron Man. Why not? Stealing your Wong, stealing your Iron Man, stealing your Luke Cage, stealing anything that wants to annoy us or make you get bigger. That's the goal. Ruin your plan by stealing it. Luna Snow. This is just an obvious pick for this deck. You're trying to destroy something. Sometimes you don't have enough room in your deck to add more destroy. And it's kind of easy just to get rid of this thing. You just fill up the location of this board and it pops the ice cube. On top of it, it floods your opponent's board. The only downfall is that you're also giving them energy, but it becomes an easy target for Fantomex to negative to it. So Luna Snow at a 3/6, it's pretty good. Pretty good stat line for what you're trying to do. And it's pretty easily usable in a Fantomex deck where you're trying to destroy something and you just gotta fill up a board. And then poof, your first destroy, if you need it, is right there. It just goes hand in hand. Extra energy, easy destroy. Why not? The main course of this deck, Fantomex. Yeah, that's right. He's not your dessert. That would be Marrow. He's your steak. He's your burger. He's the main course that you want to eat. He's what you're ordering on the menu. And at a 4/7, well, technically, it's a little higher than that if you're lucky. He's your key piece. Now, you could try to do the thing where you're playing Prodigy with them, you're playing Jocasta with them, you're playing, I like Chameleon with them sometimes, but, the search hits them. If you can get him to be, copied or cloned in any way, it can feel pretty good. He will do more Fantomex things. You don't necessarily need it, but it is nice to have. If I were to add anything in this deck, I would try to figure out a way to squeeze in a Jocasta. Jocasta would just be an easy slot in, because she would just make Fantomex do the Fantomex thing, just more of the Fantomex thing that he's trying to do, right? Which is always nice. It's just, there's only so much room in a deck, and once you get to that point where, you're trying to figure out what card to cut, it gets a little bit more tricky. Also, I don't have Jocasta, so I can just slot him in, or slot her in. It's the same thing like Morgan Le Fay. I don't have Morgan Le Fay. Can't slot her in. But if I had those cards, I'd experiment and try to find a way to make this work, because I feel like more him equals more fun for you and less fun for your opponent, and probably more wins. Just saying. And now we have Lady Deathstrike. I took out Zombie Captain Marvel because, like, the issue with her is that she's just going to lose the game most of the time because her brain is halfway there and she always goes to the losing location that sucks the most. This will also give you the ability to control the board and take out key pieces of the opponent. Luke Cage being one of them. Iron Man being another one. Like, she can reach those backline units and frontline units that are trying to go big, that are, you know, less than 3 power or 3 and less power, and give you some core snipes. Like, she will give you some core destroys, I guess. So she was just kind of an easy fill-in. Being a 5/7 is a nice stat unit, and being the biggest unit in the deck at a 5 cost isn't too bad either. You don't ever feel too bad playing this unit because you don't have to. You have Luna Snow to, you know, break the ice cube. This is just so if they do something and you don't like something and that something is 3 or less power, you can actually contest and take care of it. She'll just destroy that whole field if they're all super small. So more board control is always good. But yeah, that's essentially it, guys. That is literally why this deck is the way it is. Now, it's not perfect. There are key cards I would love to get. Morgan Le Fay is one of them. I would like to get Joe Costa. There's a couple cards in here that I would like to experiment with myself, but I just don't have those cards. So until I get those cards, I kind of just had to make it work. You could also run Nico, technically, or like a Mara X, and 2 Mara X things. It's just Fantomex is one of those decks that can do whatever Fantomex wants to do as long as you're able to do the Fantomex thing, which is kind of nice. It makes your deck a little bit more unpredictable on what strategy you're using until you place your first couple cards, and then your opponent will be like, oh, I see what we're trying to do now, right? And then you have your own Rogue in this deck and your own Deathstrike in this deck to make sure that Luke Cage stays away, and you can do the thing that you want to do, which is afflict, go wide, go make them go low, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some games and yeah, test it out. Okay. Monster Island, interesting. We'll play Surge on Monster Island. We do have the Aunt May's, or Aunt May's. That's tricky. We do want to play it though to get out of our hand. Doubling his power is crazy, by the way. We'll play you. Yeah. We can play Fantomex next turn on the monster. Debris, okay. We still need to discard, we still need to destroy. We have a couple turns to do that. We definitely have a destroy in our hand. Discard, we just gotta wait for Black Cat or Gambit to pop up, which is 1 out of 4 chance? Yeah. It was Black Cat, perfect. So let's just do this then. We'll like this, that way we can actually target destroy. And the next turn we pop Fantomex, Patriot. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Well, it's still gonna be quite big. That's 1/2 of his passive. She leaves. Perfect. Search doesn't proc now, unfortunately, but it's okay. Web Sling. That doesn't matter. We're gonna just take the ongoing effect here. We're going to activate this, and that should be good enough. Hopefully we take the Automata D. Okay, that works. Actually, that works for us too, actually. Because now we're going to get guaranteed bigger and rock the rock deck. And rock the rock deck. Rocks. While it is good, Fantomex kind of just does good into it. Kind of just does good into it. Wasn't the best game, wasn't the worst game. Things happened. This was a little too big for this, you know, do its thing. So you could probably be like, well, I'm running Rogue. Let me remove Death Strike for like a Venom. And I'd be like, you know what? That's fair. You could do that. I might do that. Venom's cool. We have a good opening hand, by the way. We can do Iron Fist this next turn, I guess, and then Web Sling him the turn after. We'll see. Ooh. We got a discard as well. Nice, nice. Nice, real nice. Well, let's put you here. No, I'd like my sword to get set there. We'll put you here. I guess I could have did that there, to be honest, and moved the sword. I was hoping it would work, but it's all good. Oh, wait. It does work, because I can just move them both. Nice. I can get rid of the ninja, though, honestly. Yeah, we do need to get rid of the ninja. That's kind of annoying, actually. For now, let's just Fantomex here, and then we'll wait next turn to think about what we do with Venom. What can my last turn be? We don't have a destroy, right? That's all I'm missing. So we can destroy our last turn. We could Gambit our last turn too if we're lucky. Actually, no, we can't Gambit our last turn. We could Rogue our last turn. So we're gonna play you here. It makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we don't. We can just go like this. And try to win the sides. He can't play both Null and Venom. I mean, Null and Deadpool. So we'll see what he does. Hopefully we hit the center a lot. Nice. That's huge, actually. We tied there. Well, I think we win, actually. Yeah, we win. That was close. That was super close. Like, that was super close. Diamondback, man. Diamondback came in clutch. So that was a good definition. Like, or that was a good example of why this is kind of good. Kind of good. Look at that opening hand. Holy. Core cards for sure. Core cards for sure. We're just missing a destroy, which is all good. I have to play a card here. Move it. You know, that's pretty good for the... That's pretty good for you. Let's chance it. Let's see what happens. He might move to his sword. It's worth a try. Bam! Snap. Oh, it's a destroy deck. We already got the advantage here. Yeah, it was sick, man. That was sick. My skills are too good with the Iron Fist. Amazing. Hey, yo. We have a, after turn 4, moves everything to the right. Now, if we're lucky, Iron Fist will be like, hey, yo, sword in the center. And then we just can, you know, do the thing. We have Fantomix in our hand, we have Gambit in our hand, we have Destroy in our hand. We have everything in our hand that we would need. If it comes down to it, we could just eat the Iron Fist and his sword to make Venom slightly bigger. So, that's nice. That's real nice. Oh, yeah. And we have done, oh, buddy, say less. We're looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good. Oh, you want to Iron Patriot me? Oh, those are fighting words. Go center. Oh, I mean that. Okay. H-Freed. Ooh. On reveal effects happen twice. You don't say. We have to be careful, so... Now I have to web sling. I might have to just eat the Iron Fist, to be honest with you. Which is not a bad thing, it's just... Unless I get web sling, I'm not really... My strategy is just eating everything in the center. Because it would pay off. Or we can web sling. Web sling's good too. I like web sling. Web sling's awesome, guys. We like web slinging, and then we'll just go with you here. And then all we have to do is discard, which we have one, so... With our... I am going to do this. Yes. Hit all the checkpoints. And then we can do the thing last turn. I could have activated him there. Probably would have been fine, but I want to wait. And greed it out. Hopefully we hit something good here, I guess. So he might have Thanos ready to go. I don't know. He won't let me do the Fantomex thing, but we're winning. We're winning. We are winning. All right, let's see what happens. Of course. I mean, we don't really need the energy. It's just kind of like, of course, you know? It's like, of course you go there. That's cool. It's all good, because we can go like this. I also would like to play Luna Snow here. Well, it is a free destroy. We might as well get our destroy in. We have our discard in our hand. We could play Diamondback and Gambit together. It's all good. We just need to get Fantomex, and we're in a good spot. Also, this takes away his ability to get that extra energy that we're giving him, his extra energy. But it is what it is. Magic. So he's kind of filling up his area. That's kind of nice. I wonder what he's trying to do. He's at Lockjaw as well. I don't think he's discard Hella. I don't think he's got the ability to discard Hella. I'm honestly not sure what he's trying to do. We could just pull her back. No. We'll just play you. So essentially, we have to pull Fantomex in the next 2 turns. That is what we're waiting for. That is what we're waiting for. Perfect example of like what we are waiting for. And then we can move it. Steal it and then move it would be kind of awesome, right? Like, am I crazy? Yes, that's the play. Because now we can fight back. And we're bigger. I mean, this still is fine. Sure. No Fantomex and last three, yeah. There's your ongoing beats. Like Rogue just completely shut that down on her own. So, all right, guys, is gonna do it for this video. I honestly think this deck was performing quite well. It did everything it needed to do. There was some issues with not pulling Fantomex always early enough. Sometimes you wouldn't see him in the game, but the deck has enough tech in it to where you can still make it work. Iron Fist is big enough to make it work. Rogue is good enough to counter out the ongoing deck completely on her own. Like, you have enough tech to make it work, but the deck does feel best when you get the ability to play Fantomex. So, outside of that one thing, this deck feels really good. I really like this deck. Sometimes I felt like Ghost Spider was a little bit of hand cramp, and I didn't really need her because I already have Web Sling. But the thing is, when you remove a tool that you need to make the other unit work, the game has a funny way of punishing you. That being said, you could remove Ghost Spider. You could put another tech card in here. Chameleon would work pretty okay. You could play a way to seek. You could play what's his face, the guy that seeks out after he's destroyed and replaces your 4-star with another 4-star or 4-cost. You could play Airwalker as well. Morgan Le Fay would probably feel pretty good in this deck. Like, I think out of all the cards in this deck, this is the most replaceable one. But she's not a bad card. Like, I'm not saying she's bad. She's a good card. It's just sometimes you don't really have a way to use her outside of like Iron Fist, and it can feel a little weird because of that. Like, I used it to move Rogue. That was awesome. I used it to move Rogue a few times to relocate where I wanted to put the Iron Man buff, which is a good tech tool. Chameleon would be good here. Morgan Le Fay would be good here. Essentially, this is your most replaceable card. You can probably play a Prowler if you wanted to, if you're comfortable with like the chances of you playing Iron Fist on the left and the sword landing in the middle. There's always that chance you can just give him that extra buff, or even move his sword. You could play him technically in the center. Honestly, Prowler could be really good tech. You would play Iron Fist in the center. If his sword falls to the left, you would just Prowler his sword to his hand. Or if if his sword landed to the right, if Iron Fist is your strongest card in that location, which he should be turn 2, you would just move Iron Fist to his sword. You would just always have to play Prowler on the farthest side, which would be the right side, to make it really like efficient. Prowler sounds pretty good. Just a thought. I might give it a chance, but I'm pretty happy with this deck. I don't know what else I would change. Iron Fist felt good. You could probably just put Wild Child back in this deck too and have another unit that can go scaling pretty decently. So it's a choice. It's a preference choice. But I like it. It felt good. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations that you'd like me to try. I'm leaning towards Morgan Le Fay, Chameleon, and like a Jocasta or Prodigy, maybe. Those probably are like the main ones that would work the best with this deck. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.